Hello, welcome to Dungeon's podcast. Today I'm reviewing the anime show Digimon Fusion Season 1, which this box set comes with the 30 episodes, and it's on 6 discs, and it comes with a booklet which has a guide for the different characters, right? You know, there's Ballistamon, there's Jeremy, Durumon, Cutemon, Starmon, Pikmon, and just the different Digifusions, which the whole series is built around Digifusion, not Digi-evolutions. Where there's like 2 Digivolutions in the show, in the whole 30 episodes, right? So yeah, the main cast of the show is Mikey, his friend Jeremy, and Angie, and his partner Digimon, which is Shoutmon, Darumon, Ballistamon, Cutemon, and Starmon and Pikmons, right? So the premise for the show is basically Mikey is this um, like kid who's basically your typical Boy Scout do-gooder who always wants to help people. And the reason why the show came out, I think, in 2010 and 2011 in Japan as Xros Wars. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like it's XROS Wars, right? In America they call it Fusion, right? Which Saban does. Saban adapts the show, and they hire Studio Paulus to do the dubs, the English dub, right? So yeah, I think this came out in 2013. Yeah, so the premise of the show basically, Mikey's walking down the street. He hears a voice calling to him, and he finds like a hurt Shoutmon. Heals him, and then like him and his friends, which is Jeremy, who's like his kendo rival, and Angie, who has like a crush on him, gets sucked into the digital world where they meet these other Digimon. The first Digimon they meet is Shoutmon, who wants to be the king of the Digimon. Ballistamon, who's his best friend, and then like Starmon and the Pikmons, and like Darumon and like Cutemon join the team a little later, right? And they go to this world, and they find out that they learn the concept of Digimon in the digital world, right? And then they find out the digital world is basically schisms, where there was a war a long time ago, and the Digimon world basically broke up into different zones, right? And because the Digimon crown was destroyed into like 100, I think 18 or pieces, right? And if you get all the digital crown pieces, you can basically turn you can put the Digimon world back together again, right? And then there's this evil force in the series led by Lord Bagra, who I thought was going to be a human because his last name does not end with Mon, and you finally see him like later on in the show, and he doesn't look human at all. He looks like an amalgamation of like different Digimon, but put on like a dude. So maybe he was a dude and he just fused with Digimon. I don't know, right? And he has like 4 generals under him, right? Which is Blastmon, Tacticmon. Well, Blastmon's like this dumb rock Digimon. You have Tacticmon, who's like a samurai. You have Laylamon, who's like this evil woman who was in the Digimon World 3 game. And you have Reapmon, who's not a general, but is like he's like this Digimon who's always interrupting the meetings, right? And it turns out he's actually he's like the anti-hero of the show. Like almost every Digimon game, Digimon series since 2 has had like an anti-hero, right? That kind of joins our heroes later on, and Rietmon even like uh, turns into Beliz. Belizbo. I can't pronounce the name, but maybe he's in here, right? Oh my god. Whatever. He turns into like Belizabumon, which he was like the Mad Max looking Digimon from season 2. He's in this. Rietmon turns into him, but with wings and better guns. That's the thing. They have Digimon from the different series, but they give them like new looks. There's like a Greymon in the series, right? Who has like purple skin, right? And there's like a male Dramon, but it looks completely different than the male Dramon from the other series. This one looks like a robot dragon, right? Where the other one looks like basically like a Pegasus with knight armor, right? And yeah, they get there, and Mikey doesn't have like a Digivice, but has a Fusion loader, which can basically this series almost is like a combination of Pokemon and Gurren Lagann, where our characters form an army, battle the Bagra army, and like our characters Digimon fuse together, and they incorporate other Digimon, and the Digimon gets better and better. Like the main Digimon that they all fuse together to form is this robot Digimon called like Shoutmon times 3, but they keep, which the core of Shoutmon times 3 and 4 is Shoutmon, Blistamon, Darumon, and Starmon, and the Pikmons form the sword, right? Which they sometimes give to Jeremy so he can fight. Which there's a point where Jeremy kills like a Kotamon, and Kotamon's like my main Digimon in Digimon World 3, which lots of cameos from like Digimon from the different series, right? Even like Digimon Data Squad, which I haven't seen yet, but that was like I think the 5th Digimon series. This is like the 6th one, right? And yeah, I know I really enjoyed the show, but like apparently the show did not do well. Like it almost, like people make videos saying it almost killed the Digimon franchise in America, right? But I don't know, I like the show. I love the dub. The dub is like, it's very 4Kids-esque, where they have goofy references, right, and goofy dialogue, right, where they like in like one of the first episodes, like I think Jeremy says like Darumon like it looks like a direwolf. Like they fucking reference like Game of Thrones in the show, which is weird. But yeah, there's like, I really enjoyed this show. There's lots. Unlike the current Digimon show, which is Digimon Ghost Game, this show has like a lot of action in every episode, right? Oh, and I forgot to mention, Mikey and his friends and their Digimon's called Digimon. The Digimon Team Fusion Fighters, and there are other Digimon Fusion Fighter teams. There's Chris, whose team Blue Flare, who wants to gather all the digital world crown pieces so he can rule the Digimon world, right? And he has like a male Dramon and a blue Greymon, right? Which they fuse together to become a metal Greymon. Which I thought they should have changed the name, right? And you have another team who's called Team Midnight, which is run by this girl named Nene, who has these like Digimon called Montemon, which are these like tiny green ninjas with TVs for heads, and she has a Sparrowmon, right? Which is basically like this Digimon that's like part dragon, part like plane and has like two hands to hold blasters. It's pretty cute. I wonder if they're at the back there. Oh, you can see Nene there, but you can't see Chris, no. Yeah. You can't see Chris. Which Chris is voiced by Vic Mignogna, who was if you know the whole like anime Kick Vic controversy, he was at the core of that, right? Because he wouldn't sign some girl's fan fiction, which Vic Mignogna as Chris was great, and I think he voiced Matt in the Digimon Tri anime because they couldn't get Matt's original voice actor, or it could have been somebody else. But yeah, I think I remembered him in that show. Yeah, I would say overall I enjoyed the show, right? And though I kind of have a problem. The last episode of the show ends on a cliffhanger where basically our characters are sucked back into the real world, and nobody believes their stories, right? And the only Digimon that Mikey has in his loader is Shoutmon, and they get attacked by Tactomon in the real world, and the only way they could win the fight is using Omnimon, whose Omnimon is a digital, soul is caught in like a digital card, right? Which digicards are like this thing in the anime where they can use the powers of legendary Digimon, right? And Omnimon helps, like, you know, Mikey defeat Tactomon by making Shoutmon digivolve, and he digivolves. He just skips. He finally digivolves in the anime in the last episode, and he just skips from Rookie to like fucking Mega, and he becomes Omni Shoutmon. Which Omni Shoutmon's design is kind of, it's basically what it sounds like. He's basically a gold armored Digimon. He kind of looks like Rapidomon, like a combination of Rapidomon, which is like the ultimate version of Terriermon, and XVmon's like gold armor Digivolve from like the movie, which I forget what that Digimon is called. But yeah, it's like I wasn't a fan of the design. It was pretty, like, Omni Shoutmon's design to me was pretty weak. But overall, I thought the show has great designs of Digimon. I love all the cameos, lots of action, the humor. If you're a fan of 4Kids or the original like humor from the Digimon series, or like earlier like, you know, series, I think you would enjoy this show, and I'm giving it like a 7 out of 10. Right? I can't remember how much I paid for this, by the way. I think it might have been $40. I don't know. Right? I don't think they ever released season 2 because the show, I think, didn't do well. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna continue watching the show. I'm probably gonna have to watch Xros Wars sub to find out what happens next. I don't know. Maybe it's online somewhere. I don't know. So my next Digimon review is probably going to be Digimon World 3, which I'm currently playing. But the next Digimon anime I'm going to review is going to be Season 3 of Digimon, because this is my favorite. This was my favorite Digimon series as a kid, and I kind of want to rewatch it, right? And like pretty much, except for the first 2 Digimon seasons, they're pretty much all standalone, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna review that. So yeah, before I turn this video off, I'm gonna show off my collection of Digimon RPGs, right? And maybe, you know, I'll explain them and maybe recommend them for newbies, right? I'm missing some of my Digimon games, but I have all the RPGs, right? So like, here's Digimon World for the PS1. I paid $40 for it. I did not get the card. Right? Yeah. This one, I can't remember how much I paid for. I don't think I paid. I don't remember paying that much. This is Digimon World 2. Right. Here's Digimon World 3. I paid like almost $200 for this game, and did not even get the original case or manual. I saw online that it's like $700 to get this game with the fucking with the original case and manual. This is not an RPG, but this is a cool game if you want to play the Digimon card game, the Digimon Card Battle, which has a story mode and has cameos from the different characters from the show. And you have 3D animations for the attacks. Yeah. And here are some of the more recent Digimon games. I don't have Hacker's Memory, which is a sequel. This is a good game if you're an Shin Megami Tensei fan, because this pretty much plays like that, right? But with 3D character models, right? This game is cool if you like open world RPGs and you want to like explore, solve cases, collect Digimon, right? This is a good game if you're a newbie to Digimon games, because like there's lots of cool Digimon you can collect and that are pretty much easy to get. Except for I couldn't get Omnimon though, fuck man. And this is the most recent Digimon World game, Next Order. So, yeah. The Digimon, I would say if you're not a fan of the Tamagotchi style virtual pet Digimon games, I would probably recommend this one. I would recommend these three, because these are like turn-based RPGs. Though this one's like a dungeon crawler, this one's like a Pokemon style Digimon game, and this one's more Shin Megami Tensei style, and like you can collect lots of Digimon in this game. These two are like virtual pet simulator RPGs, right? And it's very hard to get like to level up and get the Digimon you want, and like you only get in this one you only get one Digimon, right? And you have to raise it and to get to the Digivolutions that you want. And from what I heard, there's Mega Digimon in this game, but it was before Mega was invented apparently. So you can only raise your Digimon to Ultimate, so you're not going to get any like War Greymons or whatever, like Mega Digivolutions and Digimon in this game. They'll be you will, but they'll be Ultimate level. That's my point, right? So no War Greymon, and this came out before the show actually. So like you only have Digimon from like season 1 and from the card games and shit. Yeah. Also, the combat in this game is really shitty, from what I remember. And this one is probably easier than this one, right? Which, cool fact about this game, the main character of this game is in this game, and that's him right there, grown up, or at least a teenager, because he's like a kid in the original, right? And this one, you have 2 Digimon that you raise up, and like they can fuse later on in the game, right? And apparently you can get Shoutmon in this game, which I wouldn't mind playing this one. Yeah. So when I'm done with Digimon World 3, I'm going to probably play this one, and if I'm having trouble like I did the first time I played it, I'm probably going to quit this and play that and review this instead. Yeah, so that's it for my review of Digimon Fusion Season 1.